Hello, everybody. You're here tuning in from Lago by Fabio. I love his food. You're here. Why am I hearing myself twice? What's going on here? Why am I hearing myself twice? What's going on here? Okay. I've got like 17 screens open and I have no idea what I'm doing right now. But hey, how's everybody? Oh, I just feel like this has been a weird time. Hey, Michelle, I'm not home. Had to run to the store quick, but we'll pop on when I get home. Thank you. Hi, Felice. Oh, I love the food there. It's so good. Fabio was such a great guy to watch on the Food Network. That was I love any show where you start out with one thing and wind up with another. Like to me, it's just like another makeover show. I love it. Oh, how's everybody doing? Surviving. I always feel like this is the beginning of the year. Like I'm a teacher, and so everything just feels like this is the beginning of the year. Like when I was growing up, we had what was called Chandler's. It was like our little book with the dates in it, and you'd write everything down. Food and makeup are my jam. Mine too. Hello, Maria. Oh, you guys, Maria lives in the most heavenly place. It is the most gorgeous, serene, beautiful, light-filled home. And I just am so envious of like that kind of space. It just seems amazing to me. Oh gosh, guys, this has been quite a time. Hi. I just feel like there's so much going on in the world, and my son's getting ready to go back to school, and he'll be graduating in December, which is insane to me. I don't know how we got from like diapers to diplomas, but we said that could be like a chapter, diapers to diplomas. Welcome to the empty nest, right? Okay. See if anybody else files in. I hope some more people show up tonight. I've got so much stuff to share here. I went to the city this weekend, and I haven't been going as much as I used to, and gosh, I missed it. You know, I lived in Chicago for a long time when I was teaching there and stuff. I lived downtown, and I lived in Lincoln Park, and then I lived in Wrigleyville, and it was like there was always so much going on and so many restaurants to go to and bars and just fun things. And in Chicago in the summer, I really think we do it so right. I feel like everybody's out and everybody's doing stuff, and you're eating outside, and it's all just really nice. Your son is getting ready to go back to lots of shopping to get ready for a new apartment instead of a dorm. That is nice. My son, when he was in the dorms, literally, if they had like spread out this way, they would have been able to hold hands. The room was this big. They had a window that was about this big. Outside of the window was like some gravelly part of the roof. And there was like a vape and like beer cans and stuff out there, but there was no way to get outside. So I don't understand like how that stuff was out there, but that was his view. And we bought him this like really soft, like kind of plush comforter and sheets and blankets and all this stuff. And the dorm without air conditioning, like really bad. like really bad. It was just really bad. I mean, I sent fans. We tried really hard to make it livable, but I still think it was an experience that he needed to have. I feel like it's part of the rite of passage. You have to learn how to live without your own bathroom and with no comforts of home. Anyway, this past year he had his own place. Nobody lived in it with him. And now he's going back and he's going to have 3 roommates. He had to move out of his jumbo bedroom, which turned into a double this year. Moved into another bedroom because each one of the bedrooms in his apartment it locks off and it has its own bathroom. And then they share the common space in the middle, the living room, the kitchen, and like the little patio. But he's graduating in December and he has been pushing hard to get done before, he heads into law school. So anyway, he took the LSATs this weekend and I took him down to the building that it was in. It was like office space, like in the Loop area. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to go shopping and I'll just see how long I last. It was about 95 degrees and the humidity was probably 99%. And it was just one of those oppressively hot days. And I just decided, you know what, I'll hang out. I went down. I went to MZ Wallace, and across the street there was a Credo, and next door to it was a Jones Road. Well, I did not realize that was not a pop-up. It's an actual store, and I am going back. Those ladies were so nice. My son's first dorm didn't have AC. It was brutal. He got COVID, and then the university installed air conditioning. Well, gosh, it would be really nice if all of the universities did, considering what we're paying. And have you ever seen where they show that the priciest real estate is always, around these college campuses? And if you click around on Zillow and you look at all the different buildings and what they're worth, and then you actually see the apartments that are so disgusting. It's bad. So he is living in a nice place now, and he's got air conditioning, and it's all good. But they have to learn how to live with it, It's just, I still feel like college was not that long ago. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I kind of wanted to start tonight just by talking a little bit about some decisions that I've made about the channel and where we go from here. Oops. How about we go to figuring out technology? That'll be the first thing that we do. It's like I can't. I have Gen X written all over me. Okay. Oh, come on. All right. So what's going on with you guys? You're about to drive home, Molly, but you had to peek. My makeup is gorgeous. It's about to get more gorgeous because I don't even want to tell you what I have in my little bag over here. You're so sweet. That's so nice. I haven't really done anything since, because I put a little lipstick on since this morning because I wanted to talk about it. But today I am wearing the Tom Ford, and even though it contains a sunscreen, this stuff held up in the heat today really well, which is why I left it on. I'm giving this 4 stars, and I haven't liked a Tom Ford foundation in a very long time. And honestly, for $95, I should love it. It should be fantastic. I'm glad it's not $150. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know who these people are that can wear a $150 foundation, but this one, it gets my stamp. I like it. I like it because my skin wasn't feeling super terrific. Although, you guys, I have to say, I am loving my current body. I swear, I lay down and I don't do anything during it. I know you're like allowed to like walk around and stuff, but I just like to close my eyes and just kind of be. Like, I lay down on my bed and I make sure that everything's all good and I click the button, and it just is making my skin, I feel like it's improving things. I really do. So more on that soon. I still am waiting for the neck and deck because you guys know I'm like a boobs up kind of person for skincare. I feel like skincare starts here and goes up. Last night I did my dermaflash and I started to realize that I was running out of blades. Well, it always happens like right before the Sephora sale, I run out of that big pack. And of course, that is coming up. I saw the dates are out for that. So that's at the beginning of September. We are about to get pummeled. We are about to get a bazillion releases. This week, the Chanel boutiques are getting the 4 quads. I just want to show these to you guys so that we're on the same page here. Okay, let's move the email out of the way. Okay. All right. I actually think I know what I'm doing here a little bit. Kind of. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. All right, we're going to add a screen here. I love that I have to share my screen with myself. It's so goofy. Okay. Okay. So these babies are coming out this week. So we've got, let me take down the comment here. We're getting 4 quads. This is the whole release, to be followed by powders and I believe a few lip products, but this is what is coming out this week. There are 4 quads. There's this one up here that's got this kind of blue color. I'll show you some swatches in a second. We've got this one, and this is a very sparkly lavender violet color. It's a little bit brighter than some of the other soft purples, but it is quite sparkly in pictures. This one was, thank you so much to Felice. She had some photos taken by her essay that really helped me to see that this one with the perfume bottle is much more pink, and then the clover is much more peachy. And I am going to pick that one up. I think that one is really pretty. Then I think I'm going to pick up this brown because I love these plummy tones that are here. I may wind up not using the warmer tones, but I just think it's like a really interesting palette that I want to try. Let's see. Here's a little close-up of the colors that are going to be coming out. Hello, Heather. You want 219 brown. I know. Apparently, my essay told me that these are going to be very limited. Like, they're not getting a lot of them. And to me, that means we made them for Asia and you get to have like whatever's left over. But these palettes have been going round and round and round. And I know you all have seen the cool toned one that we'll look at again like another day. That is Holiday. So put that one, like put a little pin in that because that one will be coming out soon. So these, I feel like are very plummy on the bottom. And then we've got these like warmer brown tones. I think this champagne-y color is actually going to look really nice with the browns. And then we've got this blue and the sparkly purple. Now, these swatches are incredibly light, and I'm going to show you other ones, but you know, eyeshadow has gotten much more sheer, and I feel like lips are more punchy right now. That's sort of the vibe I'm getting everywhere. At least the young people aren't really into eyeshadow. But these to me look like they were really aimed toward the Asian market. This $150 blush can be yours for $15 from Phytosurgeon. So I want to show you guys how beautiful this color is. And it literally is just like this. It is like what they called Cold Girl for a while. But it is such a pretty color. But I'm going to show you on the Phytosurgeon's website what you could have for the $100. And Sea Salt Waves told me that she likes the blush more than the lipstick. That Tom Ford blush is $173 here. Maria, I'm going to send you this from Phytosurgeons because this is not something that you're going to whip out of your bag and feel great about. This is like something that you put on like early in the day. I am not spending $100 on a blush that I can have for $15. And honestly, you guys, these blushes are so gorgeous. They blend out like a dream. They last so long. They are so beautiful. I love the guys. It's an indie brand. Let's support them. And this is called Fervor for those of you who would like to pick that up yourself. And I really think it goes very well with the Prism Libre blush in number 5. If you're not familiar with these blushes, you guys, I love them. They resemble like the powder with the 4 different colors, and you get the little tiny puff. And then you can either put it on your face or you can just like dab a little. I like to do this kind of on top of the creamy liquidy colors just to, in the summertime, like kind of top it off. But this has a little mirror on the top. You can take this on the go with you. Both of these aren't even as much as that blush. So Tom Ford's not getting me on that one. I think they're trying to make their money back from spending, $1 billion or whatever it was on buying Tom Ford from Tom Ford. But this is a no for me. Okay, signed up for early access on Chanel's site for them. Great. You can also call a boutique. They will be getting them this week, depending on where they are in the country. No interest in the blush. Maria, I cannot believe it'd be $173 for a blush. I mean, wow, I don't even know what the blush would have to do. I would, if it was a unique color or something, I don't know, like that's not doing it for me. And I don't know why, because I think it's gorgeous. I think it's a beautiful color, but it's nothing new. I've decided not to buy it. Okay, well, Maria, as a reward, I'm going to order you a Fervor and I'm going to mail it to you because they don't mail. Although I think maybe they do now. I know that they send to Australia. We got to find out if New Zealand is connected because one of the guys is from Australia. That shade is beautiful. I mean, you guys, honestly, like, it kind of has that fall vibe. Like if you're out taking a walk, your skin kind of, gets a little flushed. It's really pretty. And honestly, like, look at that blend out, and it lands in no lines whatsoever. It just skates over everything. These are agreeable, they're easy. The consistency of the blush is like a chocolate ganache. That is the best analogy that I can give you for how they feel. They're soft, they're easily, spread, they remove easily. Hello, Rebecca. Rebecca is getting ready to take her baby to college, and they are packing and going crazy. And then her other daughter is moving into a new apartment, and she's getting all of the new makeup, and she's going insane. So, hi, Rebecca. Everybody say hi. She's been going nonstop. I don't know that she's slept, and I know that things are hard, and I get it. I get it. Heather says, I think the brown quad is going to be annoying to get. I have seen polls, and that is the one that everybody wants, even though people say brown is boring. My essay told me that the brown and the one with the blue are the most popular right now of what they've heard. Yay, hello. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Okay. Rebecca actually has this blush on her website today, or on her channel. Wasn't it today? I watch all your videos. Was it today? I feel like this morning was like a different day. I think it's today that it's on there. It's a really pretty blush, but wow, $100 or 173. It's so pretty. It's a great color. Really and truly is. I was kind of thinking at the beginning that if the lipstick and the blush were the same color, I was just going to get the blush and use it. I mean, the lipstick and use it as blush and lipstick. But they're not the same color. You bought the Zip Halo the other day and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. You are going to love it. You do need to know that you can have no oil on your face whatsoever or it interferes. And do spend the money on the good gel because it makes a huge difference. I use the gold. If you want, I can do like a little demo, but it's a great thing. You download the app on your phone and Melanie is there talking you through everything. There's a lot of freeform. I find that my best Zip Halo is after I've done some lymphatic drainage in the morning, doing the zip before makeup. It's like heavenly. You feel like, wow, I'm so lifted. I'm so ready. I love mine, but you must be vigilant and use it as directed, and you need to keep it up. You really do. And if you're getting any kind of injectables, you have to wait like 2 weeks to go back to it. But I know for a fact that it does not make your Botox go away faster. So I know that that was like a big question at one point. Okay. Heather. Oh, Heather, I love mine. Yeah, we got that. Okay. Rebecca, I love you for stopping by, but go. I told Rebecca today that she's got a whole entire table set in front of her that's hers, except for that her kids are putting all their dirty dishes and stuff on top of her so she can't get to them. And she just has a lot. Do you guys all feel like you're going through like a weird time, like stressful? I feel like everybody that I know is going through like a stressful period. It's just strange. I mean, I don't know about like the whole astrology thing, but maybe I need to start following some of this stuff because I don't get it. It's getting weird out there. Okay, so you guys, I went to Credo because I know that right now it's really important for people to be able to shop in places that they feel comfortable and that they feel deserve their business. I went to Credo because it was across the street from MZ Wallace, and I'm drooling over a purse that I really want to get from there. This was quite a surprise to me. This is the RMS Super Serum Hydrating Mist. I have been looking for something that is a refresher for makeup. Like, I was kind of hoping that something like this mini Sarah Creel, this moisture source, was going to do for me. I wanted this in like a spray form, but it's a biphase and everything, and you still have to like pat it in. And I was thinking, wow, it'd be really cool if that was a spray. So I walk into Credo and they have this RMS one that is a biphase. And it's a refreshing mist. And I was like, oh, okay, let me try that. And when I tell you that it's delightful and it revives your skin and your makeup and it smells good and it feels hydrating and it gets rid of the crusties, it is leaking just slightly. So we're going to have to figure that out a little bit. But wow. Like, already this is like I need a backup because I'm going to need this everywhere. I'm excited. My husband wasn't, but I said, it's none of your business and it's my money and I've wanted it for a while. I know how, you know what, you guys, making an investment in something that you're going to use all the time, like the LED mask, the current body one that I have, I honestly think that those kind of purchases are so much better than going and dropping a couple $100 on makeup. Skin first. That is what we are all about here. I use the Tatcha spray as a makeup refresher. Oh, that's such a pretty one. It gives you like a really nice glow, just like this one. I just read that they're coming out with a new serum. I was kind of like, ooh, they haven't come out with anything new for a while. I want the Sochi blush in Copper Spice. I think Credo sells it. Yes. Now, the blush that I wanted from there, they didn't have. But sorry, guys. I know this is really noisy and annoying. The Sochi blush in the color Speak Easy was what I wanted, and they were out of it. But I did pick up the lippy, and I have it on right now with the lip liner. These colors in the Sochi line go on really sheer. Let me get rid of the screen for a second. They go on really sheer, so you can have a sheer wash, or you can build them up depending on how much you put on. And then Speakeasy is kind of their best seller. So they also made it into a lip liner. I went a little crazy there. There we go. So I'm kind of feeling like the overlining in the different color thing is probably not going to age really well. And I kind of decided that I wanted something, I don't know, like that I could wear like into the fall. And this color is so pretty. This is Speakeasy. Now they have the lipstick, they have the liner, and they have the blush. The blushes are a really neat texture. It's kind of that, like not spongy, but almost like a putty, like a Play-Doh kind of. But when you go like that on it, it comes off. You can get a really light application of it. So when this comes back into stock there, I'm going to pick up the blush. Two of the blushes are more cool toned and two of them were warmer. So there's like a copper and another one that were warmer. And then there was this one and like a deeper one that was almost in like the fervor category. Really would have worked on melanated skin. I felt like they had two light ones, one warm, one cool, and two deeper ones, one warm and one cool. So a very balanced line. These are magnetic. You gotta love like clean beauty that comes out with some classy stuff. And this is called the Soft Glide Pencil. I'm trying it out. I've liked it so far. This to me is a great purchase. That was fun. For a long time, I have heard about the Exa line, that is the Credo line that they have in store. This is their, it's like Sephora collection, but from Credo. And this is the color Bear Your Hopes. And it's a really pretty kind of winey brown. So it's somewhere in the middle of like the one from Sochi and then one of my nude liners that I like would normally wear, like this kind of a color, you know, that everybody has on right now, like a deeper lip line. So I'm excited to get to try out this. This is the one that I've been wearing so far today. I like it. I am getting a little bit of feathering here, but I can't. I've been using this also. This is the Kulfi First Sorry, and I like to put this kind of here. It gives me a little bit of hydration, and I kind of like that ombre look where it's a little bit deeper, kind of in the middle. I don't know. I'm playing around. I've never really been like a lips person. I've always been more of an eye person. Trying this out. Beekman has a nice mini biphase spray too. Ooh, you know what? I'm very interested in that brand. The Lipstick Lesbians, they had a really good series of like videos that they did with them, and I know that they really do respect that business, and they seem like the nicest guys too. Talk about a brand and you pull it out. That's hilarious. I know. It's weird. It's like we're all connected here. I thought about the lipstick and liner. I heard it smells like perfume or something, and I'm not about that. What smells like perfume? The lipstick? Really? I don't. I mean, it's not like Dior or anything. It just smells like a lipstick. It doesn't smell like a perfumey lipstick. Do you know what I mean? I heard the mascara is really nice and refillable. I did see that. I don't know if it was tubing or not. I feel like they have one that is and one that isn't. They also just got Swede Beauty. So for those of you who have struggled to get Swede Beauty, you know, from them, it's now at Credo. So that was kind of nice to find out. They're getting the whole line. I felt like the last time I was there, they had more makeup and less skincare, and I feel like it's the other way around now. They do carry my Josh Rosebrook there, and I use all of his stuff, so that's a really nice thing too. The Beekman Mist is nice, and so is the Peach and Lily. I have been wanting to try the Peach and Lily for a long time. You know, every time I go to Ulta, I have like a plan, and then I don't walk out of there with anything. It's so weird. Did you say you're not a lip person? I must have misheard that. Okay, I'm not like a deep lip person. I'm like this one, okay? My whole entire existence. Is this it? Oh no, this is the free one that they gave me. I got like a little free lip liner with my purchase, if you can call it free. Oh, okay. So never heard of this brand. Apparently it's been around for a really long time and I don't know where I've been. It's called Talk Beauty. Has anybody ever heard of this? Talk Beauty. It's a Canadian company. Made in Canada. Anybody? You wish you had a Credo. It's online. It's online. Nope. Okay. Me either. But you guys, there was an Armani lip gloss that I wore in, I'm thinking my 20s, you know, like last year. That was this like nude milky color. So it was like concealer lips, but sheer. I was like, I don't even care what this is like. It's like my favorite thing. It's fun to go into the store and swatch stuff. It was. I spent a really long time in there and it was kind of crazy. The girls that work there are so adorable, so nice, so helpful. The store was so clean. They're like wiping things and making sure that people don't try it on and stick their fingers in. This is the lip gloss of my dreams. I'll be wearing it next time we all get together. It is milky, like you see it, but sheer with the nude liner. Oh my God. It's like, I feel like I'm back in like my youth. I did try this on. Can't say it was hydrating, but gosh, the color was awesome. The color's really good. So we'll see what happens. You know, there's those impulse purchases that you make, and that was one of them for me. I didn't even really go in there with anything in mind except for I wanted to try some sushi. And then I remember back a while back, Khaki did a collab with Finding Ferdinand where she made a lipstick or a lip gloss, I think it was. I can't remember which one, but I'd never heard of it before. But they have the black and mixed berries that I've been wanting to get because it's a real sheer color that makes everything more cool toned. And they had it. Now, you can get this on their website without a scent. This is very fruity smelling, but it's kind of almost like the Clinique, you know, the honey color, whatever that one's called that they have everywhere. And this is a super sheer, deep, deep blackberry. And I'm very excited to have this because I feel like it can make any of my lips a little bit more cool toned. So I bought that even though it smelled like fruit, and it can be found without any scent. I want to say there's like 3 different scents that you can pick from. I'm very sad about Amicole, and I highly recommend picking up anything that you can from the company just to get her to the next place. I bought this witty color. This is what they had at my store. It's like this gorgeous mauve, like this is from this pink collection that she just did. And these lip oils, you guys, are absolutely luxurious, wonderful, fantastic. I really hope she lands somewhere. I hope she gets funding. What a business, and what a sad state of affairs that, you know, Amicole can't make it at Sephora, that she didn't get the kind of support that she needed as a Black-owned brand. And it just, leaves like a very bad taste in my mouth. I'm not a lipstick person, just lip liners, but I've been getting into lip products this year and stuff other than light nude. I know, me too. I kind of went for it today because I was in like the fervor, kind of the fervor fever, the fever fervor of fervor, because this is my Tom Ford. I love the blush stick in Desert Dune. You guys, I just love the brand. And then Mob Beauty is at Credo, and I was really hoping that they were going to have the lip glosses that they just came out with, and they're not there yet, but I picked up my favorite liner, 159, that I have about 12 of, but I get really nervous about lip liners because like Sephora canceled all their lip liners, and whatever I have left from their stuff is all I have. And then I get really crazy. Like if something is, you know, like a ride or die, like this 159 is my absolute perfect nude. So I picked up another one of those because I was there and they had it. And I was like, well, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Patrick Ta. I did go to Sephora today. Let me take this off. I want to show you guys. I'm going to change my mind here. I just want to put on this blackberry for you so you can get the vibe. Because it's just enough color that it like makes you not look sick. Finding Ferdinand. She has her own site, and I know people have codes. Weird that she's going out of business because a lot of people love her stuff. Yeah, we're going to get into that in a little bit. So anyway, highly recommend like a blackberry color. It really works for everybody and kind of brings out like your natural tone. And since I took this off, I'm going to show you the milky lip gloss. It's very hard to talk and put on lip products at the same time. All right, well, see the difference though, like that lip pad, it kind of speaks. All right, this one, this kind of a lip, I like to do with a deep nude liner. And lately what I've been doing is I go down the side here, kind of straight, and then overline up at the top. Stay in the line here, and then just overline just at the top to kind of get a good shape. And then this I stay on the regular part and slightly overline at the bottom just to get like a little fullness. So like that. And this is the new Milky Delight. Very excited. Again, not real hydrating, but it's a vibe. I just love it. It's like, it reminds me of the 90s. It really does. See how different that is? And like, I would want to blur this a little just so it isn't quite as stark. So what do you guys think? Color or no color? Oh, the Victoria Beckham. Yeah, I've got them here. Bikini and tan lines. Yep. These kind of colors, a lot of people can, I don't know, they feel more comfortable, like their lips aren't entering the room before they are. It's just a different look. What do you guys think? Do you like more color or less color? I mean, I know that as I've gotten older, I feel like I sort of need more color than I was willing to, wear before. I don't know. It's just a different look, different vibe. Okay, this brings me to Patrick Ta. Patrick Ta released some highlighters, his duos, and they were kind of a disaster. There was a powder and a balm. Let me see if I can pull a picture. Here we go. So they're duos like his blushes. And I will tell you that this middle one, the champagne, like, I don't know what happened with it, but none of the stores have them and you can't order it yet. So you have the white, the pink, and then this is like a kind of like a rose gold and like a coppery bronze color. The second to last one was kind of duochromy. It almost had like a shift in the powder. And I will say that the white and the two deeper ones have sparkle. I'm willing not be partaking the PT madness that he should have refunded people because they weren't right to begin with. Now, I returned mine at Sephora, so I didn't have a problem. But if you were somebody who ordered directly through their website, I agree. They should be doing something for the people that got the product that really was subpar. I want to show you the pink one first, because this is the one I'm going to put on. He is kind of known for putting on a powder and then the cream. And this is like his blushes are like this. His contour is like this. It's his thing, his signature. And when he did this last time, this part here was gooey, I think is the word I'm looking for. It was very gooey. It was very just not a great consistency. And people were very upset. These are not cheap. I think this is $40. And you really should be able to get a good product. Now, I will say he did go back to the drawing board. It maps out time-wise that they really did do the work. All of his PR that he's doing for himself right now, he sat down, and if you watch his videos, he's with his team of chemists talking about the formula. He says that they went through, or one of the girls, one of the scientists says that they went through like 76 iterations till they got to this. The pink is by far my favorite, and I'll tell you why. I'm not somebody who generally likes a sparkly highlight. This one has no sparkle. Let me take this down for a second. So you have the powder, and then you have the creamy balmy thing. He said that these are purposely translucent, which to me says find one that the color that you like. I'm trying to do this so that you can really see. There's no sparkle. There's, a shimmer, not a shimmer, like a glow. This is the one that to me that looked like a filter on the skin. So you put the cream on top of it and you get this really pretty ethereal glow with the pink. I'm just not into PTs anymore, but I have the She's So LA blush. I still use it all the time, but I'm not interested in his stuff. I've heard some pretty bad things about him lately as well. The pink and white I wanted the first time. I wasn't curious about these till now. They look pretty. Okay, I'm going to go with, I bought the white to show to you. I don't think I'm keeping it. The pink has this beautiful luminosity and comes off as like this very pretty, glowy, filtery look. I'll put this on for you right now. I can hear my husband yelling to my son right now. It's fantastic. I'm going to take a small brush, and he likes to go in powder first and then cream or balm on top. So I'm just going to hit just the high point here. And purposely translucent is very accurate. I'm going to put some of this balm on, and you will see. I'm glad I changed the lip because this looks good together. You get this really pretty luminosity. Let me turn this up. See that? No sparkle, just a glow. And it's really pretty. I think the formula is nice. It doesn't feel gross. It feels like a balm and a very silky powder that is so finely milled. And when you put them together, it really is beautiful. This is the only one. I don't know about the champagne because they don't have it yet, but this one was the only one without sparkle. Now, sparkle doesn't necessarily bother me, but sometimes I don't understand what it takes to make a white one that isn't sparkly. Chanel does it, Dior does it. Every single time it's got sparkle. There's got to be a reason that I don't know because I'm not a scientist of makeup or whatever, but the white always has a sparkle. I don't know why. It just does. So, and you're going to see the difference here. Now, I think this would be beautiful at night, out on the town, or during holidays. This is what the white looks like. And when you put it down, I want to do this nice and dark so you guys can really see. It is sparkly. There is a sparkle. And when you go on top of it with the balm, it really illuminates the sparkle. When I look at my hand, you know how when you put sparkle on and like you wipe it off and there's still sparkle there? That's kind of what this looks like. It's very teeny tiny pearls, but they are sparkly versus shimmer, glow. This is glow. This is sparkle. I'm not against that, but I think it's important to know what you're buying. And the powders are extremely finely milled, really silky. There's not a lot of body to them. They're meant to be topped off with this balm, but you need to know what you're looking for. I like the white too. I think it's really pretty, but you have to know what you're getting. It's not as chunky as the Chanel that they've, put in a lot of their highlighters, and the Dior as well. This is the most finely milled I've ever seen the white, which is why I picked it up. The other colors, it's a pearly color, all of them. So just so you know what you're buying, I do think that this is a good redemption story. I feel like when brands listen and they go back to the drawing board and they bring in the professionals to really go back and redo a product, I think that's a really good story. I think it would have been even better had he made some kind of deal with people who had these that purchased them from his site to get another one. I think that would be really nice. When you go to the store, make sure your packaging is this color if you want the new formula. The old formula is in the other box. This is the new formula color. So I think it's beautiful. I think it looks like a filter. It's just that, like, what I like to call like youth dew. Like, you just get that slight luminosity. They really don't look very different on the skin. I'm going to put a little bit of the white on just so you can see. We'll just have one on one side, one on the other. But I want you to be able to see that there is like a pearl. So this is the white. And then that's the white. That's the pink. So the color difference is not huge. It's more of, when I look at it from a distance like that, like, no one would be like, oh, she's wearing sparkles. But up close, yes, you are sparkly in this one. In the other one, you are shimmery, luminous. They do look pretty, but I just don't need it. None of us probably need it. Oh, it looks stunning. Is it wet on the face? It's kind of like more like the Chanel balm than the Victoria Beckham. I don't think my hair is going to stick, but it's definitely not. It depends, like if I put the powder over it, again, like backwards from what he says, but if I put the powder on top, it takes it away. So it doesn't have to be stick to your hair. It's just that he says that this is his intention. His intention was for us to go in with the powder and then the balm. So which side do we like better? The white or the pink? What do you guys think? These were not on my radar, and now I need them. Need. I think I'd pick up the Balm Essential before this. I haven't tried them yet. The Balm Essential is like my favorite, and the Victoria Beckham. I really feel like the older I get, the more I like anything that's dewy. you know. And a lot of the Chanel ones have that kind of shimmer. I would have to say that the Patrick Ta shimmer particle is much smaller than the shimmer particles in the sparkly bombs. And I love my Balm Essentials. Love, love, love. I love the Balm Essential. I have several of them, of course. Hi, Felice. Pink, okay, want. So do you see how like the color difference is not like, I don't think you would know that I'm wearing two different highlighters right now. But if you look, they are, going to be, there's going to be blush on, you're going to have bronzer on. This I kind of did without, but like if I went back in with my fake Tom Ford, and I can just use a brush, always off the back of the hand. I mean, together, you really can't tell that they're different. You do not need more than one of the Patrick Tas. You just don't. It's going to look pretty much the same just based on the, the translucency, which is intentional. He says that over and over again in the promotional stuff. These are purposely like kind of devoid of a background color. You get the shimmer in that color or the glow, and then the gloss kind of like on top. I was looking at the Sculpt shade. I don't like the glitter. Yeah. I just think that for the fall and from what I'm seeing on the runway and everything, people are going to be doing up the glowy skin to the max. It's almost like what happened in the 80s, like when things went really extreme. Like none of us are going to be like teasing our hair up to here anymore, but I do feel like you're going to see more of this kind of a look. I'm more liking Skin-like filter, not too dewy to where it calls attention too much. Exactly, because this, like every spot on my face right now, is getting more wrinkly. It just is. And you have to be really careful and intentional about where you're putting stuff. And anything that you highlight is going to be, you're bringing attention to it. So like if you're wrinkly right here, put your highlighter over here. Put a little here. I find that my blush is the best over here now, whereas I used to wear it here. But this part of my face has fallen. And so if I want to lift it up, I've just got to go higher up. The higher up I go, the higher up, things look better. My husband is always picking up glitter off my face, and I don't know where it even comes from. You would not be able to pick up this glitter. This is a finely milled shimmer that, when I tell you, like microscopic in the size of the shimmer in here. I'm not going to call it glitter. I'm going to call it shimmer. The other one is like a satin. It's just, you got to really go in and swatch them, but know that the pink is the different one. So if you're 100% against anything that would pick up that the pearl is kind of visible, you're going to be happier with the pink. I should say he tries. He says, I don't know. It's so small. It's almost like your pores. The size of this, even in comparison to like a shimmer and an eyeshadow, guys, I don't think I've ever seen shimmer this tiny before. I really, truly mean that. It is very, very smooth, very, very delicate, and very, very beautiful. And the more I'm looking at the white, the more I'm liking it. I feel like The pink during the day and the white at night. That's probably where I'm going to go with that. What do you guys think? Anybody? This stuff is a must. If there's one thing that you get, it's this RMS spray. I'm telling you, it is, it's a game changer for me. It is what I wanted the Boom Boom Milk to be, that it wasn't. The eye duos are tiny particles too. Oh, no, no. Pretend like you took one of the particles in the eyeshadow and chopped it up into a million pieces. Because those are like pinpoints of light. This is just delicate little guys, much smaller. So the Boom Boom Milk, I wanted it to be this beautiful dewy feeling. And I feel like this doesn't really, it doesn't revive me the way that I feel like this does. This feels good. This one looks good and feels good. Sophia has an RMS code for 20 off all the time, and they just had a sale and their skincare items were really marked down. You guys, I have to say, I think this is a home run. I really do. I love it. And anytime you can get money off, I am all for. Definitely. Okay, so we're going to move from recent purchases. I think that's everything. Oh, the amicole. Let's just look at this deliciousness. You guys, I can't believe that look at this color. Like, how in the world is this going out of business? It's called Witty. If you can find it. I bought like 3 of them, but bought what they had. It's just, there's no lip oil like this. Whatever she has left on her website or whatever is left on Sephora or in stores, grab it. That's all I can say. Sephora's all of the lip oil shades. You got to go in store. This color is gorgeous. It's like it's a cool tone mauve color. And it's just sad. I just think it's really sad that, see, this feels sticky now that I put the Boom Boom Milk on, and this is like yummy delicious. There's something about this Boom Boom Milk that just doesn't, it's not exactly what I want. Chanel's new lip oil is $360. What? Is that the Sublimage one? Felice, give us the details here. $360? What's in it? A vacation? No real Sephora. They don't sell Ami. Yes, they do. I bought this at Sephora. You just have to find one that has it in store. They can keep that. What? The Boom Boom? Does it have golden diamonds in the packaging? All right, I got to pull this up. $360 lip oil. Chanel Sublimage lip. All right. Okay, is it brand new, Felice? I see the $535 serum and the $310 mask. The $200, let me pull this up. All right. Here we go. Okay. We're in sublimage land now. Okay. So we've got the $535 serum, the $310 mask. Then we've got the $200 exfoliant and the $325 eye serum and the $475 cream and the $475 supreme cream and the $475 regenerative texture cream, the eye cream for $295, the $715 gold radiance balm, and the $345 lotion. God, who can do this? The $800 repair cream, the $940 night concentrate, the $365 emulsion, the $205 lotion. Look, this is just insane world. God. Here's the night cream and the night oil. Okay. Clearly, this is for somebody living a different life than me, but wow. I mean, we all love Sublimage. I do love their under eye concealer. Oh, wait a second. This is like the best thing that I bought. The RMS under eye concealer. This is called the Revitalize Hydra Concealer. This is new. And the colors are fantastic. This is the, God only knows, CO2, carbon dioxide, what? This is their concealer. Now, I don't love the applicator because it kind of gives you way too much, but I'm just going to put like a dot here because it's pretty much all we need. Normally, I would put like a dot here and one over here, but we're just not going to need that much because it's already on me. I let it warm up. This concealer makes you look not tired, and I love it. It is hydrating. It doesn't migrate. It stayed in place today. I got like no sleep last night. I have dark circles under my eyes right now. I feel like I didn't even need a color corrector. This stuff is fantastic. And it's set without powder, so I didn't have like a cakey under eye. It is just wonderful, and I love it. I would use this as an all-over face situation. I feel like this is, you know how Natasha Denona's concealer is like a complexion product. You know, you can mix it with things and kind of thin it out. That's how I feel about this. This is like a cleaner version, I guess, of the Natasha, but in terms of coverage, the Natasha, you know, you can really use this as an all-over complexion kind of a product. Oh, I do love this one. I do. I love my Natasha. But this is really For somebody who's got dry under eyes, you guys, what a formula. This is gorgeous. And I put it here also to kind of see if it would go into my lines. Skates right over them. It is like fantastic in a way like this one is, but even more hydrating than the Natasha. Like the Natasha, I feel like I've got to add a little bit of lotion, cream, something to it. And this one, you don't. They're both really nice, but I think this was like the biggest score. And these just came out. The colors are great. I do feel like they're very accurate online. I don't have a Sephora anywhere around me. That's so sad. I just do not buy into their skincare at all. That price is obnoxious. And I would imagine that they have too much chemical crap in there. I feel the same way. Yes. I almost bought the concealer in the derm store, just couldn't find a pink shade. Here it is. This was it. I don't like the ND concealer. You don't like coverage though, Heather. You like light everything. I like the VB concealer. So do I. It sits here all the time. This is what I normally have on. I can use this as a foundation. I could use this as a concealer. I can use this as a brightener. I would even go so far as to say you could find a peachy one and use it as a color corrector and use nothing else. The ND looks dry on me. This will not. This has a much more hydrated, not as heavy look right out of the container. They both mix well with hydration added to them. Like if you take, an oil or a cream and you add to either one of these, you really get that coverage. I mean, look at the difference in my hands. There's different strokes for different folks. Some people will say, this is too much for me. This is not enough for me. There's something for everybody. And the thing that I really like about using a concealer as a product for your face is that, number one, you don't put too much on. You aren't covering your whole entire face. You're being more selective about where you want to put the coverage. And I just think that at my age, I look better with less makeup than I do with more makeup. I look better with more skincare, but not more makeup. Does that make sense? Do you guys feel that way? I feel like less is more these days. I don't want to look like I'm walking around with a big face of makeup, This I like a lot. Okay, so I want to circle back now and talk a little bit about some changes and some things that are going to be happening on this channel. I have decided that I really like interacting with you guys, and I want to have more lives. I think even when you watch them, I think it's fun to see what other people are saying. I have only been wearing the Cerakote concealer. Like, oh, it's so good, isn't it? You guys, there's so much good makeup right now. Do you feel like that? I feel like there aren't that many fails anymore, but the ones that fail are like really awful. I barely use any concealer, a pinpoint dot, inner and outer eye. Yeah, I wish I could say the same, but lately I've really needed it. with everything that my dad's been going through and my lack of sleep and just overall freaking out that I'm doing on a daily basis, I look haggard. I look tired. I look like I haven't slept because I haven't. And I've had to turn to more makeup, which I'm not really used to, especially in the summer. I always feel like, I can put more on in the fall, kind of get into that mode. Like I had that strong lip on at the beginning. During the week, I mean, this is my jam. I love my Lisa Aldridge. I think this is the best thing that's ever happened to my skin. It looks like I'm not wearing a foundation, and it just is so wonderful for evening out my complexion and making my skin look like skin. There's nothing like it. But sometimes you need a little more. And right now I'm in the I need a little more phase. Really am. Anyway, I want to start doing more lives. I want to start doing more interaction. I want to even invite you guys to come on if you would like. Let's say you're getting married, or your child is getting married, or you have a big event coming and you want to come on and talk through it. We could do that. You could show us a look that you are enjoying. I want to invite you guys to come on here when you want to, if you want to. I mean, believe me, if I was laying in bed right now watching this with like my big blanket on and, in the dark or whatever with my phone, I'd be super happy. But I want to offer people Zoom style meetings where we're all interacting together. I am not the authority on anything. I'm a co-learner and a collaborator and a cooperator, and I'm in it with you guys, but I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not an esthetician. I'm not an expert. I'm a lover. I'm an enthusiast. I study stuff, but I have a master's degree in reading. But when I really thought about what I love most about this is the connection. I love the friendships that I've made. I love the connection with you guys. I love getting DMs from you. I love when you guys tag me in things. I feel like we're all in this together. And even though we have a very small group right now, I'm liking it. I think it's really neat. And I think I want to, as I grow, I want to keep these as intimate and small as possible because I want to hear your voice. I want to know what you have to say. It's not just about me. It's about you and what you guys want to see. So if there are products that you want me to try, tag me. If there are things that you'd love for me to go over or show how I put together a look or whatever it is, write to me, DM me, send me a message. If you need help picking out a color, let me know. If you're living in a country that doesn't have a brand, let's figure it out. You can buy it. I'll send it to you, whatever. I want to really strengthen the relationship that we have made and rethink the idea of I'm not an influencer. I want to be helpful to everybody and share what's working for me and why, or what isn't working for me and why. But then I want to hear from you. I want feedback. I want to know what it is that you want to see, what you want to talk about. Right now, there is some controversy going on regarding one brand owner, and I'm not going to get into a whole thing, but people want to shop with intention. And I want to show everybody why that is not as easy as it looks. So let me pull up. I have some interesting, that's a good word, some interesting statistics and things to share. Okay. So everybody knows that we're living in a global economy and that the makeup world is not just where we are. Here we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was not what I wanted to do. Hang on, hang on. Sorry. Here we go. Okay. So the beauty world is all over the world, literally. And this graph is just to show you what is selling at what percentage. We have cosmetics being the majority, then we've got skincare kind of catching up, some personal items, and then fragrance is making a huge step forward. And I think we're going to continue to see that. Here is what it looks like globally. This is the Asia Pacific group. Look at how much of the pie those shoppers are. So when you think about all these eyeshadows and things that they're coming out with that are super, super light, because that's the vibe in Asia, look at the size of their market share. That's where they're making their money, guys. So of course they're going to want to give them something to buy because they're the biggest part of the pie. Now, if you take North America and Europe, we're about the same as all of Asia, maybe a little bit more. And then we've got the Middle East and Latin America, teeny tiny over here. Now, I thought the Middle East was going to be a lot bigger because there's so much wealth, but it's not the case. So I think that skincare became the biggest during COVID when all of us had nowhere to go and we needed like therapy and we all turned to skincare and it got really popular. If you look, fragrance is making a big jump. I don't know what other is, but I guess all the other things, tools and stuff. But it's interesting to see what proportion of the market is for fragrance, for makeup, for hair care, for skincare. It's just a good thing to know. Now, here again is the global market by region. Look at the Asia Pacific, you guys. It is like, I can't express enough how big that market is. If you look over here, 24% for North America, you'd have to add Europe to it just to equal what they're doing in Asia. So they have to make the Americans happy, all of EU happy, or the Asian countries happy. It's interesting. We have a lot of businesses. Now, there is a map that shows, here, let me pull this up. This is slightly out of date, but I'll show you. I tried to get ChatGPT to make me a new one, but honestly, like, I've started yelling at my computer and it's not healthy. It's just not. Let me pull this up. Oh, it does this to me every time. If I try to make it big, well, I'm going to show you the page. We've all seen this map of the beauty companies where you've got these huge conglomerates that have cornered the market and continue to eat up and buy more of what is out there. If I try to go on here, it'll shrink let's get it on Reddit maybe. There we go. Let me just figured out how to get this on bigger. So give me one sec. Here we go. Okay. So some things have changed. Elf has joined this global market and they have Pacifica and Rode they just bought and something else. So they do have some market share here. But here are the big boys and the big players of the makeup world. You've got Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, Shiseido, Coty, Unilever, Johnson & Johnson. And then we also have, it's called Puig, and that's what like Charlotte Tilbury is in. So if you think about what happens in the beauty space, I want to kind of tell you guys a little story here. So what happens is that there's a parent company, and this parent company has all these other brands in it, and it allocates money to each one of those brands. Now, all of these brands were not belonging to like the Estee Lauder group at the beginning. Each one of them was an individual brand that would develop products and bring things to market and test things out. And when you go and you buy, let's say, Tom Ford, you're not just buying Tom Ford's name, you're buying all of his research, all of his development, all of his formulas, and those get folded into the conglomerate. And then the conglomerate can say, okay, we've got all these little recipes for makeup and we can put them wherever we want to now. And you're going to put it in this brand in this way, and in this brand in this way, and in this brand over here. And you don't have to pay for all the research and development because you own the formulas. Oh, thanks, Molly. I try. Have to hop off for a few minutes. Hubby's out of town and just call. Be right back. Did you just get the Persona new tubing mascara? I don't know if you saw it, but they have heard it's the best yet. Not to interrupt this. I've never really tried anything from Persona. This is getting weird on my lips, you guys. I don't know. Sorry. Gotta get soft. Just feels icky. Not sure about that gloss that I think looked so good. Let's just put a little lip oil on and call it a day. There we go. There's like nothing worse than chapped lips. Okay, so the brands. They buy the formulas, they redistribute everything. And it's why when you get your Tom Ford eyeshadow and you're like, this doesn't seem like the wet, dry formula that I know. It's because it's not. Because they've taken a formula from one of the other many brands that they have and have kind of changed it a little bit and put it into that brand. And if you start Googling ingredients lists, you will start to see some overlap. I have been doing it little by little. And yes, you've got like a few changes here and there, but so many of the formulas just get redistributed. Even in the drugstore, guys. If L'Oreal owns your company, they're feeding it to all of the L'Oreal companies, which is why buying drugstore is not a bad thing. You are getting all the research and development from all the companies that big parent owns. They have to share it all. They buy it. And when you buy it, you're doing it to think to make money. Exactly. Global market. Haven't tried anything from Persona yet either, but keep hearing about the new tubing mascara. I want to try it. The retailers then pull in the different brands. Now, sometimes a brand is also a retailer. LVMH owns Sephora. Sephora, I have some charts on this. Sephora owns let me just find my slide. I wish this were simpler to use, but it's just not. Okay. So LVMH has 46% of the brands in Sephora are owned by the parent company, LVMH. It's worth $6.5 billion worth of their business. However, they also are making $3.5 billion on brands that they don't own, but they distribute them in Sephora. But wait, then you have another $4 billion of brands that they own that are distributed not in Sephora, but in other stores. So when you say, like, let's say you're angry with Sephora for a reason, you're not happy with the decision that they've made, and you decide, I don't want to buy anything from Sephora. I'm just using this as an example. You really have to dig deeper than just not buying at Sephora, because you have all of LVMH. Plus, you have a lot of brands that might be sold there, but they're not part of the company. They are part of a different company. And they're sold at Sephora, but they're not owned by LVMH. And then there are LVMH brands that are sold at a different retailer. It's complicated. So you really have to make a decision. If I'm not going to buy from Sephora, you're going to want to even take that to the next level of parent company and do your research on who owns it, where it's sold, and decide where you want to put your money. It isn't as simple as just boycotting a store. You have to really dig deeper. LVMH brands, this part of the pie over here, they sell themselves. This part is the other brands that they sell. And this is their stuff at another store. So you really do have to dig deeper. Let me go back here. You took a very deep dive. It's so interesting how many are under one umbrella. It's kind of unbelievable. We all have things that we believe in. And I think when something hurtful happens, you want to react. I mean, we all do. And it is a deeper dive and conversation and effort that you need to make to be strategic with where you spend your money. It is not as easy as saying, I'm not going to buy anything from that store anymore, because the beauty industry is really small. And then we have brands that are called incubator brands, where like Sephora is helping them. So like, look at Merit, look at Say, look at Tower 28, look at Westman Atelier. All of these brands that start, and then, you know, they can get into a retailer. I keep saying realtor. It's not a realtor. You're not buying any property. The retailer, and they have this opportunity to get bigger. And there's some who resist at the beginning, or they're doing just fine in their direct-to-consumer model, like a Victoria Beckham. And now she is going into other businesses. So it's who's making it, it's where it's sold, it's who's the parent company. And if you want to go even further than that, you have to start looking at a much bigger picture. This is the top global beauty conglomerates that we have. We've got e.l.f., the little baby, at $9 billion. Then we've got LVMH, the monstrosity, worth $500 billion. Johnson & Johnson, it's like a huge one. KAO, Beiersdorf, Coty, Shiseido, Procter & Gamble, Estee Lauder, Unilever, and L'Oreal. These are your big players, and each one of these has brands underneath its umbrella. Oh. I have to find... Sorry, guys, hang on. Uh-oh. What'd I do? I just looked at just dropped the section, and they're getting so many brands that it started small. It is totally crazy how many things you have to pay attention to. Here's one. Let me grab this. Okay. Okay, so just to show you like what happens in the ecosystem. So you have somebody introduces a new brand. They go to the retailer and they put them in different places, cross-selling it. Here, you'll see it at Ulta, you'll see it at Sephora, you'll see it at Credo, you'll see it at all these different places. They rotate the formulas at the bigger companies. They integrate them into their portfolio. It becomes part of what they own. And this keeps going over and over. They incubate, they acquire, they integrate, they use it over here, and they do it all over again. And as people enter the beauty market, their dream is to get purchased by another brand. Like Charlotte Tilbury went to Puig, Tom Ford went to Estee Lauder. They all go to different places. Now, look at Bobbi Brown. Okay, Bobbi Brown sold her company, and then she had a non-compete for all of those years. And she sat there like, even though she made a ton of money, as soon as she could, she started Jones Road and got right back into it again. And guess what? Eventually, that too will probably become part of something else. We kind of always worry about that, don't we? Like Natasha Denona, like, do we want her to get sold to a bigger company? I really don't. Right now, Makeup by Mario is looking for a brand owner. Westman Atelier is looking for a brand owner. There's always companies that wind up in that position. And then we have something like Rhode. Rhode gets acquired by Elf for $1 billion. $1 billion. What? It's so crazy. So this is what it looks like, this life cycle that the brands go through. Further in my little deep dive, we have the life cycle of a lipstick. And I know these words are really small, so I'm going to go over it. At the beginning, you have a concept and a formula. The brand, that you have all the chemicals that go into it, the oils, the waxes, the pigments, all of that stuff. All of those ingredients have to come from somewhere, some part of the world. And even if I say, this is made in America, all the ingredients that are going into here cannot be made in America because it's just not possible. You can't really make any money that way. So you have your concept of a formula, then you have all the pigments and dyes and minerals and all that kind of stuff. They come from one place. Then you have your packaging. The packaging has to come from somewhere. The paper, the plastic, the glass, the different components, the special glass bottles, the tubes, all these have to get developed and made. So they get developed in one place and made in another, and the ingredients for it are going to come from one place. And it really starts to get like, whew. Then you have your manufacturing. You have to have a place where they are going to produce all of the different parts of your lipstick. They have to make the cap. They have to make the component that makes it go up. They maybe has a magnet in it, and then the stuff that's on the inside of it. All of these things are coming from you don't know where. They know, but we don't know. They don't even have to disclose that part of it. They have to disclose where it's made, but not what goes into it. Then you have the freight. You have to get things from here to there. You have to use energy. You have to find services that are going to bring your product either across the ocean or in the sky or wherever, like driving around. You're going to need that. Then even further than that, you have to sell your product. So you have to find a retailer that's going to take your product and sell it. Then you have the marketers, and all these people are going to say, wow, we need somebody to tell everybody all about this. And that could be from influencers, or it could be from content creators, or it could be from, ads that you see. Those have to come from somewhere. They have to be marketed. They have to launch. You need PR kits. You need a person that's going to be reaching out to all of that. So you have that whole layer of it. And then finally, you have the ongoing production. Once you start selling something, you may have to increase production. So you might have to go to another company and another factory and another place to make your product. So Sorry. It's very, very hard to decide that you don't want to shop somewhere and have it be what you think it is. It really takes a deep dive, and it really takes a lot of thought if you want to shop and vote with your wallet. It's not as crystal clear as just deciding not to buy from a retailer. There are lots of people involved whose jobs are all of the things we just talked about, getting the ingredients from wherever it is, like from the earth, producing it, moving it around, getting it from here to there. Then we have to have the people who are going to actually sell it. Those people have jobs. At every single level, there are jobs that are touched, and you realize that this is the world. This is how things happen. You have the people with the ideas, and in order to bring those things to fruition, there are a lot of people who have to get involved. So the point I'm trying to make here is that these companies are just monstrosities. But there are some little guys out there, like phytosurgeons. RMS is considered independent. You had Amicole. Maybe you have like a Bloom Effects. You have to start thinking about these little guys. They're also doing a lot of this legwork without all of the research and development and stuff being, that's their expense. It takes a lot to really drill down and decide what you're going to do about where you're going to shop. All of these companies are fighting for your dollars. Look at how L'Oreal towers over everything else right now. Even LVMH is over here. Got Estee Lauder next, then Unilever, P&G, Beiersdorf, Shiseido, Coty, Puig, Moro Pacific, and then Elf. These are your major players, and they acquire brands and keep the cycle going. Hello, Felice. I think it's really interesting to look at all of this information and to know that this is all happening. And they are making billions and billions of dollars. So when you support a small business, you're not just supporting the business because they do have to source their ingredients and make their components and get their stuff to go around, and they have to hire people to help them. So these things are really big. On this chart here, I know it's hard to see because it's small. I'm going to put this stuff on my website, which I'm almost done with, you guys. I'm going to get to that in a second. The green part is the brands that they own. The blue part is licensing. So they'll allow, another group to use something of theirs. Then you've got the orange, which is incubator brands that they're, putting some money into because they're thinking eventually maybe, we can make it ours kind of thing. Then you have the purple, which is seeking a buyer. They want to offload it or they want to acquire. And then the red is the defunct stuff, the things that don't work. And when you're talking about that kind of money, making a dent in those companies is really hard versus an Amicole. And if you really want to not shop at a store or from a retailer or buy a brand, you really have to do your homework and you have to do the deep dive. It's almost disappointing in a way that you want to be able to have a bigger decision and you want to be able to have more control and you want to be able to go for the little guy. It's why, like, when I shop at Mob Beauty, I'm happy because it's a small company and they're working with makeup artists and they're mixing stuff in the lab. And you got Vic there who started MAC, and you've got Alicia who's brilliant, and they're bringing in all these different people. Like, what a cool brand. And not only that, but they're making packaging that actually goes back to the earth. So in order to be a Mob Beauty, my goodness, you're going to need some capital and you're going to need to really, like, they don't have magnets. They don't have mirrors. Everything is sustainable. They've got their like, there is a lot to that, but there was money behind that brand. And most of the time, in order for those brands to grow, they need these big companies to incubate them. So just do your homework when you decide where you want to buy something and think of it deeper than what it looks like. When you have a beauty product, you've got manufacturing, logistics, the retail, the marketing, the ongoing production, the impact on the workers, and then you have to dispose of it. It's got to go somewhere, and then you need a new concept again and more raw materials, manufacturing, and around we go. And all of those things are jobs and people that might not be doing what it is you're not liking that a retailer or a brand that you're angry with is doing. So it's an interesting thing how the money flows from the parent company to the brand, to the retailer, to the consumer. And it goes product development, research, the manufacturing, the distribution, the marketing and PR, the sales. Then you've got the post-sale stuff, all the garbage, all the things that they have to get rid of. And again, the whole circle. It's a big thing. When you look at Sephora by region of what they're making, 45% of what they're making is North America, 25% is Europe. They only have 20% in Asia, 5% in the Middle East and Africa together, and Latin America 5%. Now, I don't know if this is because this is where the Sephoras are and just surely how many, stores, physical stores they have in these different places, but this is where they're making their revenue right now. And if you look at the different regions, North America towers over everything, which makes sense to me because even though LVMH is a French brand, Sephora is, it's pretty American. Anybody have any questions? Because, like, I had a lot. Capitalism. I'm back. Appreciate you digging. I want everybody to feel good about where they're spending their money and to make a decision. And when you go to the brand itself and you go to their website and they're getting a bigger portion of the money, I always feel kind of better. But then there's a part of me that's like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to like this. And if I buy it from the brand, I can't return it. But if I buy it at Nordstrom, I can. And so there are decisions that you make. If it's something that you're buying all the time, go to the brand. But if you're not sure, why would you want to take the risk? Look what happened with the Patrick Ta. All of those had to, they were garbage. And then you had to bring in the new. So yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about how many jobs there are in one lipstick. Like if you followed one lipstick around, how many people's jobs are in this lipstick? Quite a few. Quite a few. And I guess that's why these things are so expensive. I know. It's a lot. But there are reasons why you want to spend and not spend your money at certain places. And I just want everybody to be aware that it's not as simple as, I'm not going to shop there anymore. It's deeper. It's much deeper and requires a lot more thought. Anyhow, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm working on and what I've been spending my time on this week. And aside from my son's going to be going back to school soon, and I'd like to spend a little bit of time with him. I'm really focused on developing the channel and the website and having a place that we can all come to live chat with each other all the time. A place where you can ask questions, a place where you can respond to comments, a place where I can post things that I might not want to post on Instagram because I don't want to get thrown off. We can do a lot of things on a website that we can't do on YouTube or on Instagram. And I don't even know what happened on Instagram this week. Like, I hope everybody understands that you need to go in and make sure that you're not showing everybody where you are unless it's intentional. You can change your settings and you don't have to show everybody where you are. And I don't understand Instagram right now. Like, first it's a photo sharing thing. And then they're like, oh my God, we have to do what TikTok's doing. And then they're like, oh my God, we got to do what YouTube's doing. So we got to have those. And we better have shopping on here. And now all of a sudden it's a map of friends. I'm sorry, but like, unless you're my husband or my sister or my mom or somebody, I don't need anybody to know where I am, unless I decide to say, I'm at the Eiffel Tower or whatever, like if you're on vacation. It's a very strange place right now, Instagram. And there was a very funny thing that was posted on my stories that I will repost again that you guys can watch. But like, I don't even understand Instagram anymore. And I was going hard on it for so long. And I will still continue to put all of the new products on Instagram. But on my channel, I am going to really go for the slow quality difference. I am going to dig deep into my collection, and every video after today, I'm going to start with, hey, do you remember this? And I'm going to pull out a product from the arsenal that I have here and say, my God, I loved this so much. For instance, LH Cosmetics is Linda Hallberg, and she came out with this palette last year. You guys, this palette is called the Shimmer Saga, and It is one of the most incredible palettes that I have ever seen in my life. The shine, the pearl, the holographic or multi whatever color shifty light catching deliciousness that this palette is, it's unmatched. There's nothing like this in the other than maybe like a Danessa Myricks kind of a thing, and she's still indie. But wow, I know Molly has this. This is such a good palette, you guys, and she does really good sales, and she's got some really interesting stuff, but like, this is from a while ago, and it's not right in front of me, but wow, if I'm looking to really kind of like brighten things up a little bit, what a palette. There's no duochromes like this, trio chromes, whatever these are. They're amazing. They're wild. We have to dig back in, and it's not about Project Pan, or it's not about duping things, and it's not about getting punished for not finishing things or moving on to something else. It's just like, oh my gosh, like I really wanted this and I spent my money on this, and like I haven't thought about it in eons. So I want to bring those things up for you so that even if it's not something that you have, maybe it's something that you want to get. Maybe it's just like helpful to say, gosh, I wonder what I was wearing at this time last year. And you kind of like go back and you're like, what was I wearing last fall? Because that's what I'm pulling out right now. And that's what I will be showing you guys in one of my future videos. I am going to be really intentional about everything that I put forward on this channel. Yes, I'm going to try products. Yes, I'm going to do deep dives. Yes, I'm going to show you things that I like and things that didn't work. And there will be skincare videos. And those are going to tend to be more, I kind of don't like to change up my skincare. If it's not broken, I'm not fixing it. Whereas with makeup, I can be a little bit more experimental. But we're all buying all this great stuff. We've got to figure out, where we want to go with it and what we want to do. So on my Instagram, you will find new releases, and I'm not going to filter it too much other than I tend to go luxury and indie. I am going to be really intentional about sharing these indie brands that I enjoy, like Phytosurgeons, because I think Ami Cole should have made it, and I want to help the situation that is out there for these smaller brands. I'm into it. I feel passionate about that. I'm like, for the little guy. I want to help you dig in and find stuff that you haven't used, but I also want to show you the new stuff that we're excited about. But I'm not going to race to buy anything anymore, and I'm not going to buy it in every color. And I'm going to be intentional. This is going to be an intentional channel where you could come and grab a drink and sit down. And I might even say to you, hey, pull out like 3 eyeshadows, not even palettes, just singles that you love that you can share here. Like you can type it in and share with each other. I want us to help each other as a community, because I feel like the best things that I've done in the whole world are the ones that I've done with the people that I care about. And they're done with where you can help somebody, or you can work with them, or you get an idea from somebody, or maybe you can share an idea. It's like when we do this stuff together, it's so much better. And I think that's why we all come here. I started to think about, like, why did I start coming to the beauty community? Because it's fun, and not everybody likes the stuff that we like. And sometimes people stop by here to hear this or that, but we all have a passion. And your passion is not any smaller than mine. It's just that you have a different job. So I want to be a place that you can come for intentional beauty, for things that we care about, for things that we've forgotten about, to figure out how we can have the best time, look our best, try something new, go back to something that we haven't thought about in a while. I just want it to be for us. And every decision that I make moving forward is going to be for us, not for me, but for us. I may choose a certain color for me because I'm going to want to try to wear some of this stuff, but I know that as a reviewer, I'm going to find things. There's going to be more on here than you should ever be buying. And I want you to have lots of choice and lots of options. And I want to really give you the nitty gritty. And there may be days where I want to show you, like, how do I make this side look more like this side? Or what's up with the eyebrows or whatever. Like, I'm going to mix things up. So when you come here, it's going to be as real as I can be. And if I say that I like something or I don't like something, I want you to know that I mean it. And no matter what you take away today from what we've talked about, part of this cycle is you and me. We're the people that are buying. And then I'm also, in a way, selling, because if you shop my link, I'm going to make a small amount of money that I can put back into the channel. But we're all part of that system. And there are so many good creators out there, or influencers, or whatever you want to call this crazy place. Use the links for everything, guys. Otherwise, all the money's going to the company. Pick your favorite people that you feel like they have your back and they're showing you cool stuff and you're into it. Use their links. Shop my. Give them that small commission. Be intentional. I'm going to keep using that word because I really want to be intentional and I really want to be cooperative. Let's see how corny y'all think I'm being here. Can't wait for these videos, Michelle. I'm excited too. I love this idea for the opening. There's always going to be something that we haven't thought about. Wow, that Shimmer Saga palette is gorgeous. Oh, you have no idea. And she's got a new one that's like this, and it looks even better. I know, Molly. Don't we love this palette? This was like the palette. This was before anybody had the duochromes except for maybe Cleona. No one in my life has a clue about makeup brands and the addiction, so I need your space. Yeah, I mean, we're all kind of, everybody's got their thing, you know? This is our thing. And I want our thing to be fun, and I want it to be different, and I want this channel to be, well, I'm going to probably have sparkles on for about a week. I just want it to be a good, happy place that you can tune out the world and just geek out on makeup and skincare and self-care and have a good time and meet people that are interesting and that you connect with. So that's what's going on over here. Whoops. It's so fun and a great escape. Same, Molly, same. Yeah. It's fun, isn't it? All this stuff. And when I find something good, like I have to say, I mean, there are just so many good things. Like before this goes away, this fluid illuminator, whatever it is, this delightful illuminator that they came out with that's kind of iridescent, and you put this underneath your foundation, and even though you feel dead inside, you look alive. Buy this before it goes away. If you don't have this, I can't go swatch it. You put this on, and then you put a complexion product on top of it, you're going to glow. Your skin will look like it is lit from within. These are the little things I want to talk about with all of you. It is very pretty. Yes, Maria, it is. So that's kind of where I'm at, guys. I have that and may buy a backup. It's time because they are getting their new stuff in, and you guys buckle your safety belts because we're going into fall holiday. I already saw holiday in July, like Christmas in July. It's all coming. Ignore the sales that you're going to see for Labor Day unless it's something that you really want, because they are making room and you're just buying the stuff that they're trying to clear out. But be intentional. If it's skincare, or if it's something you love like this and it's going to go away, go get it. Go get it, because everything's going to be on sale for Labor Day. Remember that. And as soon as the sales are over, they are going to start pouring in all of the new stuff. So you've got to take stock of everything that you have. The one thing that I will say that everybody should try to do is don't overwhelm yourself, but go through like a drawer at a time, or say, I'm going to look at my blushes and just kind of see what color I have. Like I started to notice, and I pulled all this stuff out that I have. I'm like, wow, I really like this color. And wow, I have so many things that are this color. It's stuff like that where you have to dig in and find out what you really have and remember it and decide, do I need more? And if you don't need more, who cares? Maybe you want more. Maybe you want something different. Maybe you just need a change. We all get a kick from this. And I guess if we're going to kick, let's kick as high as we can. Let's be like those rockets and kick all the way up. So that's where I'm at, guys. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts about all of this? Does this sound ridiculous? Does it sound like, I don't know. I want to pick really interesting topics that make sense. And I want to be a soft place that everybody can come. I want the website to be for all of us. I'm building it for everybody. So anyway, that's it. Sounds like a plan. And I promise to keep bringing pretty things, sparkly things, and shiny things. But I also promise to remind you of the things that we already might have, don't need more of. One thing that like I've started doing is like I'll only open up like 2 mascaras, because I don't want them to all go bad. There's certain things that will. Powders, you got to make your own decisions about how long you keep stuff for, but like Maria and I had a conversation about some things that we have in our collections that weren't new. Let's just say that. Okay. Anybody have anything that they would like to see me review or look at that we've seen coming? I will get a couple of those Chanel palettes to try out. I'm not going to buy all of them. I'm not going to wear all of them. There's a lot of great makeup coming. Tag me when you see something that you'd like to see on the channel. Drop me a note, DM me. I want to be here for everybody. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys tonight. My next video that I'm going to be doing is going to be all about Suku, because the whole reason why I came back to YouTube was because of this makeup artist named Jorge that works for Suku, and he creates the most magical makeup, and the passion that he puts into it and that I felt for these palettes that he made is tremendous. And I resisted the Suku for as long as I could because it's hard to get in America, but oh my gosh, it's that good. And so I want to share that with you. What Tom Ford shade did you get? They're so different. Okay, so I've never had a number this high before. This is 5.0C Ivory Rose, and it's a perfect match for me. But I've never had a 5.0. Like, Molly, what's the number that we had? Like 0.5 or something, or 3 point? Like, I can't even remember. Oh, I have some new stuff that I forgot about from Ulta. The dibs and stuff. I bought the mascara. I'm going to try it for you guys. I do have some things from Ulta that I forgot about that are here. So that'll be coming. Thank you for the eye-opening info. My pleasure, Jocelyn. It's just, there's a lot of layers to this makeup mess. Dying for those Suku singles. Oh my God, when you see them, you are going to freak out. They are so good. I'm going to share all of that. My whole next video is going to be Suku, because the next collection that's going to be released, after the singles are permanent. There's like only 2 colors that aren't. But the next collection is George's collection. And I don't know what it's going to look like, but I know what his past ones have looked like. And so I am like really excited about it. And I want everybody to be ready when it comes. If you spend a certain amount, I want to say it's $150. And Suku is not as expensive as you would think. The palettes are 50 something, which, like, I mean, I know that relatively speaking, that's a lot of money and everything, but we just talked about $100 blush, so they don't have that. But that'll be my next video. It'll be what made me want to come back to YouTube and to all of this. So that'll be my next video. And most of the time, I think I'm going to go live, even if I don't say that I'm going live. I will try to mix up the times. Right now, I'm thinking Tuesday nights and maybe Sunday afternoons. Possibly a Thursday or a Friday night. It all depends on how tired I am, or, you know, it might just be like a, hey, I'm going to go on today. And if you catch it live, you catch it live. And if you don't, you don't. But when it's live, there's no editing. So that's easier. And then what I'll do is I'll circle back and put links in. And if anybody wants to shop those, I would appreciate it. But if you don't shop mine, shop somebody's. Please, please shop somebody's links. And that's it, guys, for tonight. I hope that you all have a really nice week. Kind of an end of summer, you know, kind of starting to think about fall. I know, like my best friend's store that you will start to see some of on this channel. She's got a ton of fall clothes and I'm so into it and so ready for it. So I will see all of you guys soon. I will do another live this week. I will let you guys know when it is. If there's something that you would like to see, let me know. But Suku is coming next. And I hope everybody has a good night. And let's do this together. Let's keep each other going. Okay? All right, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. See you all very soon. Take care. Bye. Good night. Good night. Thumb up. Oh, please, thumbs up. Oh, by the way, subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe. It makes a huge difference. Thumbs up. Thanks, Felice. Love to all of you. Be well, everybody. Good night.